Hola, mi nombre es Patricia Elizee. Soy una abogada de inmigración en Miami. Nuestra oficina ayuda a inmigrantes de todo el mundo a alcanzar sus metas de inmigración. Hablamos español y estemos listos para ayudar con su caso. Llámenos a 305-371-8846 o visite nuestra página web elizeelawfirm.com. Hoy te hablaré sobre TPS para venezolanos. Hello, everyone. My name is Patricia Elizee. I'm an immigration attorney located in Miami, Florida. Our office helps immigrants from all over the world meet their immigration goals. Our office is fluent in Spanish and ready to help you and your family. Please give us a call at 305-371-8846, or you may reach us at our website, elizeelawfirm.com. Today, we're going to be speaking about TPS for Venezuela. Today, we're going to be speaking about TPS for Venezuela. Before we start with the presentation, please allow me to tell you a little bit more about our firm. Again, my name is Patricia Elizee from the Elizee Law Firm. I'm barred in the state of Florida. However, I am able to help any immigrants meet their immigration goals from all over the world. I graduated law school from the University of Miami, and I attended the University of Washington School of Law, where I got my master's in sustainable international development. I've been featured in different publications, including the Miami Herald and the Sun Sentinel. Now let's get right into it. What is TPS? TPS is a temporary immigration benefit that is available for nationals from specific countries that have been designated by the Department of Homeland Security. The Secretary for DHS may designate a country for TPS if the country is experiencing a temporary condition. Either there's an ongoing armed conflict, such as a civil war, or there's an environmental disaster, for example, an earthquake or a hurricane or an epidemic. And lastly, the country may be experiencing a temporary, extraordinary, or other temporary condition that meets the requirement. So why was Venezuela designated for TPS? According to the Biden administration, this new TPS designation is due to extraordinary conditions of complex humanitarian crisis, widespread hunger and malnutrition, and a crumbling infrastructure in Venezuela that prevents nationals from returning to their home country. The TPS designation is effective from March 9th of 2021 up until September 9th of 2022. The registration period is currently open and will remain open until September 5th of 2021. What are some of the benefits of applying and obtaining TPS? Well, during the designation period of you actually having TPS, the TPS recipient, you're not going to be removable from the United States because of your TPS status or because of your immigration status. You can obtain employment authorization card or an employment authorization document, often known as an EAD. You can obtain a travel permit. And lastly, you're not going to be targeted by immigration because your status has expired. Because now you have TPS, which gives you a sort of protection from being targeted due to you either overstaying your tourist visa or not going back home when you were supposed to previously. What are some of the requirements to apply for TPS for Venezuela? Well, the first requirement is that you have to show that you're a national of Venezuela, or that you're a non-citizen without any nationality at all who last resided in Venezuela. The second requirement is to show that you have continuously resided in the US since March 8th of 2021, and you've been continuously present in the US since March 9th of 2021. What are some things that can make it so that you are not eligible for TPS? Well, firstly, if you have a criminal record, that's going to be very important for you to discuss with an immigration attorney. Because if you've been convicted of any felony or of 2 or more misdemeanors in the US, you're going to lose your eligibility for TPS. If you're found to be inadmissible under immigration laws, if you participated or engaged in any terrorist activities or persecuted another individual, you may lose your eligibility. Also, If you are granted TPS, but you fail to maintain your TPS status by registering on time or by not maintaining your continuous physical presence, you may also be at risk of losing your TPS status. Now, here I've listed some important considerations for you to take in mind even before you apply for TPS. Firstly, what happens if you have dual nationality? A lot of citizens from Venezuela will have citizenship also in another country, most likely a European country. This will affect whether you qualify for TPS as a Venezuelan national. It's important that you speak to an immigration attorney before you apply. And the same thing happens if you have a third country resettlement. What does that mean? If you've resided in another country that's not Venezuela or the United States before applying for TPS, this may cause some additional questions from immigration and additional evidence that needs to be submitted to USCIS with your initial finding of TPS. It's extremely important if you resided in another country before filing for TPS that was not Venezuela or the US that you speak with an immigration attorney before you submit that application. Lastly, you also want to take into consideration how the TPS status or the TPS application will impact either a pending or future asylum, a current work visa, or a pending adjustment of status or a future adjustment of status application, which is when you apply for your green card while you're physically here through a family member. Lastly, I want to make sure to mention deferred enforced departure for Venezuela, often called DED. DED, unlike TPS, is not an immigration benefit, but rather is a stay from removal and allows you to apply for a work permit. President Trump authorized Venezuela for DED literally on his very last day in office, which is January 19th of 2021. It applies to Venezuelan nationals who have continuously resided in the US since January 20th of 2021. DED for Venezuela will remain in effect until July 20th, 2022. It is highly recommended that even if you do have DED for Venezuela, that you go ahead and apply for TPS. I strongly encourage that you speak with an immigration attorney to get any clarification you may need before filing that application. Again, my name is Patricia Elizee from the Immigration Law Firm. I'm an immigration attorney located in Miami, Florida, and I help immigrants from all over the world meet their immigration goals. Now you have my contact information right here. You may reach me via phone or WhatsApp at 305-371-8846, or you may visit our website, elizeelawfirm.com, for additional information. I hope to hear from you soon. Take care.